What's up? It's your boy Lobster MMA, and today, guys, I'm going to rank the UFC's number one contenders in all of the weight classes, and I'm going to rank them by who has the best chance to become the champion in their own weight class. So let's just get into it, guys. Um, First one, I think the last you know people because there are multiple guys because there isn't a clear number one contender right now, and I put Tom Aspinall as a champion because we know he's the real champ, guys. Like John Jones is going to retire after the Stipe fight. I think it's pretty clear now. So the number one contender is going to be the guy who wins the Volkov versus Gunn matchup at UFC 310. So, and I think both guys, neither have a chance against Tom Aspinall. Maybe Gunn in the striking could do something with Volkov. We've already seen his fight with Tom, and I think it's just, Volkov is too slow and too ploddy for Tom. And Volkov, he's got pillow hands for heavyweight. So what can he do against Aspinall? And Cyril Gane in the striking, I think if he wins against Volkov, which I think he will, then against Tom, the striking could be competitive, and he can maybe punch Tom a couple of times, hit him with some knees, but it's like Tom just has to take him down and then it's done. So, and even maybe he can knock him out, so, but at the end of the day, I think they have the least chance to become the champion because Tom Aspinall is one kind of fighter that we never seen before, and I think he's just going to run through everyone. Cyril Gane, he's not well-rounded. He has a big hole in his game. I know he defended the takedowns against Sergey Spivak, but Sergey Spivak, when you look at his takedowns and his athleticism, Tom Aspinall is faster, he's more athletic, his takedowns are faster and more dynamic. So I think Tom is going to run through. If Volkov wins, then him, and if Gane wins, him too. But yeah, I think those are the least least dangerous guys for the champion in their weight class. So, well, let's move on to the number one contender. And the number one contender is basically like the guy who will probably get the next title shot. So maybe I could have put Diego Lopez, but the UFC has been talking about giving Volk the rematch, which I think is a horrible idea for Volk, because it's for now it's very clear he's not going to win, but I think he still has more chance against Ilya than Cyril Gane has against Tom Aspinall. If you look at this matchup, I mean, Volk has lost his chin since the last fight, and people talk about the only reason Volk lost the first fight is because he was compromised. But I just ask, like, how and why? Like, in the first round, he won the first round and he looked very good in the first round. So you're telling me that if Volk didn't fight Islam in October in the rematch, and I know I'm sure it affected him a bit But if he doesn't take that head kick, he still gets KO'd by that right hook that Ilya landed on him in the second round. So he like his chin, maybe he could have eaten some punches against Ilya, but the right hook, like he's not taking it. I don't care if he got knocked out or he didn't get knocked out. Everyone gets put to sleep. So by Ilya. And Volk, his only chance would be to grapple because on the feet, I mean, he won the first round, so he has some chance there on the feet too, but he has to be very patient and he just has to manage the distance and just don't let Ilya get close. Because if he lets him close, then he gets KO'd. But the grappling, I think Volk should grapple against Ilya, but that doesn't seem like he wants to. I don't know, because after the fight, Volk said that he wasn't feeling himself. I don't know if that means that he didn't shoot any takedowns. But Bryce Mitchell kept Ilya down for like 2 minutes, and that was Bryce Mitchell. And Volk is better than Bryce Mitchell, so I think Volk would be able to keep Ilya down more than 2 minutes, and also Volk has very good ground and pound. He would be able to hurt Ilya on the ground, but he just doesn't, and I don't trust him. Maybe he does it once, but it won't be enough. Ilya will KO him again, but yeah, I put Volk in number 7. I put Volk in the number 7 spot, but for the 6th guy, I put Brandon Royval because he has a small chance to beat Pantoja. By the way, I put Royval against or instead of Kai Asakura because like I didn't want to put Kai because it's like he's not even in the rankings, and Royval will face probably either Pantoja or Kai Asakura, and Pantoja is the champion now, but you got my point. So, well, let's talk about this fight. So, in their last fight, the rematch, Royval, I mean, he kind of outstruck Pantoja. It was like a 48-47, maybe like 49-46 if you like. Pantoja just laid like he was basically crotch sniffing Brandon, so he just took him down all the time and didn't do anything. He didn't threaten any submissions. He was just laying on top of Royval, side control, and that was the whole fight. It was boring as fuck. They had some moments in like the 5th and 4th round when Royval was piecing him up, kind of. But Royval, I still don't think he can win. Maybe out of 10 times he can win 2 times. I don't know. But it just comes down to that Pantoja, his grappling and his wrestling is good enough to take down Brandon, and his frame. I'm sorry, bro, but when he's just, I know I don't have the right technique, but I could outmuscle Brandon Royval, bro, because like he just built like a skeleton, bro, and Pantoja, he just able to outmuscle him and just ragdoll him and do whatever he wants. Like he just has to grab a hold of Brandon and that's it. He's better than Tatsuro Taira. And I think if if they fight again, then it's like the same thing, 48-47 for Pantoja, because he will do the same thing again, and Brandon Royval, like he can't do anything about his posture, right? If he wants to bulk up and be bigger, then he would have to move up to bantamweight. But yeah, I think Brandon Royval, he actually has more chance than Volkan and Cyril Gane or Volkov to be a champ. And if Kaya Skoro wins against Pantoja, he has an even bigger chance. This guy is a striker for the most part. But guys, for the 5th spot, I put Umar Nurmagomedov. And by the way, Merab's nose is, bro, I'm sorry, it's so ugly. Like, no offense to Merab, good fighter, but it's like but JDM's nose is worse than this, but it's still like, fucking, bro, fix it, Merab, fix your nose, bro. But basically, Umar, like, Merab's ducking him, and it's like, it's not that understandable. Like, Merab could beat him and it wouldn't be that hard, I think, because if you look at it, Umar, he doesn't have one punch KO power, he doesn't have power like Marlon Moraes, and even I think he has less power than Henry Cejudo, and Henry and Marlon Moraes hurt Merab. So Umar, I don't think he would be able to hurt Merab, because I don't want to say he has absolute pillow hands, but he's not that powerful. And Merab, I think at this point, he's good enough not to get finished in the early part of the fight. And listen, after the first 2 rounds, when Merab starts shooting, 30 takedowns in 1 round, I think he will win. He would just push Umar up against the cage and start kneeing his thigh, and that will be the fight. So I know Umar has, is Dagestani, he's a good wrestler. Corey Sandhagen was able to defend the takedowns. So Umar, like, again, his only chance to win against Merab is to put him out in the early part of the fight, first 2 rounds. And because it seems like, that's the only way to beat Merab. So maybe he can defend some takedowns. He will still push you against the cage like he did against Jose Aldo and win by control time. So Umar is not a very dangerous contender for Merab at this point. I think O'Malley is a more dangerous opponent for Merab. Or even, who's there? Peter Yan? No. Peter Yan is a slow starter. And if Peter Yan is not able to put out Merab in the first 2 rounds, and so basically when Peter Yan starts heating up, Rob is already heated up and he's shooting 50 takedowns in a minute. But I think Umar is he's at the middle, But I put Arman Tsarukyan in the 4th spot because he has more chance to beat Islam than Umar has to beat Merab. Why? Arman has the ability to KO Islam, potentially. I don't think it will happen, but there's a reason why we talk about Arman as being Islam's toughest test in lightweight, because Islam's toughest test was Volk, but Volk is a featherweight, and so in lightweight, this weight class, Arman has the toughest test, and there's a reason why everyone wants to see this fight. Before Islam moves up to welterweight, and if he beats Arman, then he's in the top 5 now probably, because he's already better than Khabib. Like, he achieves more than Khabib, and Khabib on the GOAT list, he's around that 6th spot, and Islam is better than him because he's beaten better guys than Khabib did. So Islam is around the top 5, and he's in the top 5 probably. And if he beats Arman, bro, if he beats Arman and gets another very good win, like for example, if he moves up and beats someone like Shavkat Rakhmonov, then he's either the GOAT or the second best fighter of all time. I don't know. Or if he beats Ilia Topuria, call him the GOAT. Because like, his legacy is underrated. But I'll talk about this in later in another video. But Arman, at the same time, everything Arman does, Islam does it better. The striking. I know Arman knocked out Beneil Dariush, and he kind of beat up Charles Oliveira. But Islam Makhachev outboxed Dustin Poirier and outstruck Volkanovski. Those are, like, when it comes to the striking, those are better accomplishments than knocking out Beneil Dariush. So, and I know he beat up Charles. With that, Charles, like, he was scared as fuck in that fight, Like, he was scared of the takedowns. There was a big takedown threat for him. And Arman just, look at that axe kick. And Arman, like, when it comes to his capability of KOing Islam, like, it's not a big chance, but it's like knocking out Beneil Dariush when he was already softened up by Charles is easier than knocking out Islam. And Arman Tsarukyan, his power is questionable, but sorry, I think he's still capable of KOing Islam. But Islam probably beats him, just like Merab probably beats Umar, probably. But Arman, I think he's like genuinely in the middle, because he has some chance. But guys, let's get on to the top 3. I think the third best guy who has the best chance, the third best chance to beat the champ in their own weight class is Magomed Ankalaev, guys. And after his last performance, I gotta say, he has even more chance than I did think before his fight against Rakic. Because before his fight against Rakic, I wasn't so confident. Now I am. Because Magomed Ankalaev, he used a lot of 1-2s. He hit Rakic with a lot of left hands. And Khalil Roundtree did the same against Alex Pereira. He landed some very good 1-2s and they're both southpaws. So Magomed Ankalaev, he just had to land those, and Alex Pereira couldn't do anything with those 1-2s, the left hands. And I know Magomed, and also I just can't imagine Magomed Ankalaev being like knocked out, because he hasn't been knocked out, but he also hasn't faced someone like Alex Pereira. And I know the takedown threat, which is also a big factor in this fight. I think Magomed Ankalaev is probably the best grappler Alex Pereira has ever faced, and I think Magomed could take him down. But finishing Alex Pereira will be, it will be kind of difficult for him. And Alex Pereira, the leg kicks. We saw Jan Blachowicz kick Magomed Ankalaev's legs, and Magomed was like wobbling. He was like, Jan Blachowicz completely destroyed Magomed's legs, and Alex Pereira, he could do the same, because his leg kicks are on a similar level to Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz, his leg kicks are good because he goes shin to shin for shin, but Alex Pereira's leg kicks are good because they are not telegraphed, and they are also very strong. So I think Magomed has a great chance to beat Alex Pereira. I'm not saying that I want Magomed to win. I really want Alex Pereira to win, because if he could beat Magomed, then he would definitely be in the top 5 GOAT conversation. And also then, and that would mean that his next fight will be probably against Tom Aspinall. I really want to see that fight, but before that he has to take on Magomed Ankalaev. And you guys know Bilal has pulled out of his fight against Shavkat, and Alex Pereira tweeted like a phone emoji on his Twitter, and they approached him about fighting Magomed Ankalaev. So, but at the same time, Alex said he wants to break. Like, listen, guys, I think if I want to bet on this fight, fuck, bro, I think Magomed could win, but I trust in Alex Pereira, because he just, like, his leg kicks are better than Rakic. And like, guys, when Jan Blachowicz faced Magomed Ankalaev, look at what he's done to Magomed's legs, and Alex Pereira is arguably a better kicker than Jan Blachowicz, so he will also destroy Magomed's legs. So Magomed's movement will be less efficient, I guess. And Alex Pereira, I think Khalil Roundtree has got more power than Magomed also. But but I think, who's got more chance to be the champ? Shavkat Rakhmonov, because I think it's definitely more dangerous than Bilal. It's clear. Shavkat could easily KO Bilal. Not easily, but because Bilal, he has this bone infection, and when they fight, because I think UFC will probably drop an interim title for Shavkat if Bilal's injury that bad, and if he needs a long recovery, and for a bone infection he will probably need a long recovery. So for that reason, I think an interim title would make some sense. But also, if they don't do that, I think it's not a problem. But so you know, Bilal will be coming off an injury. Bilal is 36, and I know he's got Khabib, and they will make a game plan. They will break down Shavkat's style, and just like he did against Leon Edwards. But it's like, I trust in Shavkat because he's more dangerous. And you know, look at who has Bilal Muhammad. I think Bilal Muhammad's legacy, I think, is overrated. People talk about his resume as being like one of the best in welterweight, but I think it's not, because if you look at it, he beat Damian Maia when Damian Maia was like, I don't know, like 43 or 41, like 40 something. He beat Damian Maia in 2021. He beat Stephen Thompson. And yeah, good win, but it's like Bilal is he's a very good wrestler, so that's kind of a good stylistic match for him. And it's like he beat Gilbert Burns, but Gilbert Burns, he was overtrained. It wasn't the best version of him. He had injuries. He had one arm, and who has Bilal beat? Yeah, he beat Sean Brady, which is, to be fair, that win is aging well. But still, Sean Brady is not a former champ. He's not. Yeah, and Bilal beat Vicente Luque, and that's his big win streak that everyone talks about. Shavkat beat Wonderboy too. He was able to finish him, and he beat Jeff Neal. Those are two good wins, but they are not insane wins. Like Shavkat still hasn't beaten a top five guy, and but you know, he's ranked number 3. But I get it. You know, Shavkat deserves to be number 3 because, like, he has the hype around him, and he will probably live up to the expectations. But his head movement is not very good. He's hittable, but I think if he can catch Bilal once, then he will wobble Bilal and finish him. And he's younger, he's more dangerous, and he can, like, he even sub him, I think. I mean, Shavkat is capable of that. And Bilal, will he able to frustrate and basically just shut down Shavkat for 5 rounds? He was able to do it against Leon Edwards, but Leon Edwards is not as dangerous on the ground as Shavkat. It's not even close. So if Bilal gets Shavkat down, Shavkat maybe can reverse the position and sub Bilal. I don't know. But I think Shavkat has a pretty good chance to beat Bilal, guys. And I wouldn't say that if they were actually booked to fight in December, but it's we know that it's not happening. Bilal will be coming off a bad injury, so that doesn't happen. He will be even worse. And Shavkat, if he gets a new opponent in December and he wins, then I'm even more confident. But you know, guys, I think the first one, the best number 1 contender, I think right now, who has the biggest chance to be the champion, I think he will smash the champ. I'm talking about Khamzat Chimaev. And I really like Dricus Duplessis, guys, and I want him to win. But if I'm using my brain and I'm picking logically, then I just gotta go with Hamzat. Why? First off, first of all, Robert Whitaker had two camps, bro. He had two training camps for Hamzat, and still, like, the fight was. It took 2 minutes. Hamzat immediately took him down. Robert Whitaker almost got up, but he couldn't. Hamzat got him down again, stopped him. Now, Dricus, his build is kind of similar to Robert Whitaker, but I think he's more athletic. Like, I think he has more muscles than Robert Whitaker. I don't know. Robert Whitaker used to be a welterweight. Maybe that's why. Back in the day, but like, if Khamzat can take Dricus down, I think, like, if Khamzat took down Whitaker with 2 training camps. Whitaker, we were talking about him as, he has the best takedown defense in middleweight, and maybe not the best, but we were talking about him as being, as having, his very good takedown defense. And look what happened. Dricus, I mean, no one has really shot any takedowns on him. I don't know if Derek Brunson did, I can't remember. But I'm interested to see what Khamzat can do with Dricus when it comes to taking him down. I think on the ground, like, if Khamzat gets him down, it's probably a wrap for Dricus. I think he will get subbed probably. But I can just see somehow Dricus standing up, but that's just some stupid idea, guys. So listen, if Robert Whitaker couldn't do shit with 2 training camps, then Dricus with 1 training camp, like, I know he's brave, and I know he's saying that he's not ducking Khamzat, because he was saying, like, Dricus, he was able to choose between 2 contenders, Sean Strickland or Khamzat Chimaev, and he chose the more difficult one, because I think, of course, Khamzat is more dangerous than Sean Strickland, and is a harder fight for Dricus. But after Khamzat's last performance, it's just clear for me that against real middleweights, he beats most of them. I think probably, like, who's in the top 5? We have Izzy, he beats Izzy, Sean Strickland. Sean has a very good ability to get up, but still he hasn't faced someone like Khamzat is special when it comes to taking someone down and keeping them there. And Sean, he got taken down by Dricus, he got up immediately. But Khamzat, as I said before, he's special. And then we have Rob Whitaker's in top. He's ranked number 4. Who's the 5th guy? Narsadini Mavov. I'm sorry, bro. Khamzat will finish him. And then we have guys like Caio Borraio, and then doesn't matter, Marvin Vittori. Like, I think Khamzat beats everyone at middleweight right now, probably. I think Bo Nickel, I want to see that fight, but Bo has to go through Paul Craig and then a few more guys, and because Bo Nickel, like he has the ability to somehow compete Kamzat when it comes to wrestling. But it's like, you know, when he fought Kamaru Usman, Kamzat. When he fought Kamaru Usman is a top 10 guy of all time. Kamaru Usman is a former welterweight champion, and Kamaru Usman is a welterweight. So don't be fooled, bro, because people were saying that before Kamzat's fight with Robert Whittaker, that you know, look at Kamzat's performance against Usman. He looked trash in the last 2 rounds. But that's Usman. That was Usman, and we just saw that Kamzat, when he's fighting real middleweights, he's better. Kamaru Usman, even at his old age, and it was like a week's notice for him, he just proved that there's a big skill gap between middleweight and welterweight. Like, it just, like, now this is just making Usman look better. You know, how he, you know, his surviving ability. Because Robert Whittaker got submitted 2 minutes, and Usman survived and arguably won the fight. I think it's a draw. I think, you know, the first round was a 10-8 for Kamzat, and then 2 10-9s for Usman, so that's a draw. But I think Kamzat is, and this fight will happen because, I mean, I know they promised Sean Strickland, but Dricus wants the fight and Kamzat wants the fight, so why would they give the Sean? Sean is a crybaby and he has to fight. Like, I'm sorry, bro, but beating Paulo Costa by doing nothing, by throwing teeps, 50 teeps in a round and making it a boring ass fight, doesn't give you the title shot just because you think you won. I think Dricus won the fight, by the way, you know, against Sean, because it basically came down to the second round. Dricus took Sean down and landed the more damaging shots in that round. He got outlanded technically, but his shots were more damaging. So Sean, yeah, I like Sean Strickland, but like, fight someone like, I don't know, like Caio Borralho, or like fight someone. Imavov rematch. I don't care, like who's there. Not easy. Robert Whittaker. I've already matched up in my last video. I matched Robert Whittaker up with Usman. I really want to see this fight. But Sean Strickland, I mean, I think Caio Borralho, him and Caio make the fight. If Sean wins, they're gonna give him the title shot. But I think Sean gets finished by Khamzat in the first round. Still. So, guys, that was my video about ranking all of the number 1 contenders in the men's weight classes. And because who cares about WMMA? And thank you for watching, guys. Hit the like and subscribe. And I guess I'll see you soon, guys. Goodbye.